Well, I want to title this Silver versus the Political Lackeys because, this has been hot subject now with, Hilda Beast. Hilda Beast beating out Bernie, even though Bernie won California 69% to 31%. She cheated, right? She cheated everywhere else. And I'm showing Lady Gaga over here with freaking National Equality March. Hey, you know what? She'd be a great VP for Donald Trump. Why not? I mean, the whole damn thing's a big show. The thing I wish when they go to Washington D.C., they don't do anything. What they need to do is just get rid of dumb rules and laws. They don't need to pass any more laws. We don't need any more of their crap. Hey, Lady Gaga, at least she can sing the national anthem. At least that's better than what Hillary can do, right? And all these libtards, they love Hillary. Hey, what the hell, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga for VP along with Trump. He's a pseudo liberal. Anyway, but the greed of the financial pirates and the political lackeys serving in the governments across the world has gotten so freaking tilted that it's like the fake markets that happened with along with fake news. Fake news is telling you that the fake markets crashed because of Brexit. And I don't know what's going to happen if Trump I think if Trump gets in, the market's going to crash. Nothing to do with any reality of the situation. It's all fake numbers. It's all fake news. And that's really why the hell you got physical silver. But you know what? I don't totally invest in silver. I tell you that right now. I can tell you something else I'm investing in here pretty soon. But the whole damn thing's a show. And what you're hearing right now is a show, but I'm going to get back to basics and reality and stuff. And I do a lot of my videos. I don't just put talk on videos. I actually hands-on do things. But there's only so much I can do on that sometimes. But Hillary, she's a witch in waiting. A witch in waiting for the melting pot, literally. We ought to melt her in a pot of lead. She's, anybody supports this lady. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but, that guy still tells me that there's a weakness going on in this country, not just a financial weakness, but, a brain weakness. Because she's a crook. She's just a liberal. She's a crook. He's a crook. And I guess you could say they're all crooks, right? But anyway, if you're going to have an outsider, and what the hell, why not Trump's going to be an outsider? Lady Gaga, she's got no political experience or principles, so, and she'd make a great, I don't know, guess I would get in trouble with Trump's wife. He'd be in trouble with Trump's wife. But anyway, the ladies need their time, out too. So, I mean, about one time we have a VP woman, what the hell, right? I don't give a shit. My thing is government does less. And, that's the real thing. We don't even need, that's the whole premise of silver. We don't need anybody managing our economy. We don't need a freaking Federal Reserve pulling all these, levers behind the scenes, managing the economy. Because, what the deal is, the 1 basis point or the 1% of 1%, the system's rigged in their favor. They're always pretty much in with the financial system. They're always close to the financial system. It's rigged in their favor. It's like the people that don't do anything, they want everything. They want a piece of everything, the ones that don't produce anything. And it's all a freaking, it's all the guys. It's like the Wizard of Oz is running Wall Street. That's what's going on. So, but the deal is, we got so many people that are dumbed down. He's a typical libtard, Anyway, now a lot of things have been happening recently too. They look like they're trying to control the people with guns, right? I mean, it's not only with money, but it's with guns. And I want to tell you something. This is important because, I talk about physical silver, but you really got to have physical every damn thing. That's really what it comes down to. You can't trust anything that's electronic, entertainment, all this garbage. It's only you want information electronic that can help you, which someday it'll make it illegal too. I know that deal. But the thing is, you want information that's electronic, like how to start a fire, how to build a house, how to frame something, how to dig a well, how to grow crops, how to fix your car, how to weld, how to machine parts out of nothing, out of raw steel, and all this kind of garbage. You want to know these type of things, but you don't need pure entertainment. Unfortunately, that's mainly what YouTube is, pure entertainment. But, I'm trying not to feed the side of the dark forces. I don't put these things out in a really super serious way all the time or anything, but, I got to tell you the truth, and even if I tell it to in a kind of a flippant way. But, the other thing is, besides silver, It's a physically owned metal, right? I'm not a fan of Bitcoin for that reason that it's not physically owned. I know you could say it's owned and electronically, I understand the concept behind that, but you don't have it in your hands, you know. But a good example of physically owned and versus paper. Imagine having a paper gun or electronic gun that you just see on a computer screen versus that one in your hand. Which one's going to do you any good, right? Now, this is good indication that, you know, besides silver protecting you from the government, you really want to have a gun to protect you from the government too. Something physical. Now, I know some people get me mad at me for going down this alleyway in a different direction, and I do that a lot of my videos, but I realize when you're holding silver, you're not just holding it because it's a get-rich scheme. You're doing it to protect your ass in the case of catastrophic problems. And if there's catastrophic problems, guess what? Your life's going to be dangerous. You want a gun. Now, this is something that's telling me the government is all screwed up big time. Total money spent on military equipment from 2006 to 2014. I could put it out in a separate video, but I'm going to put it out for my silver people here real quick as one point. Department of Veteran Affairs, 11 million. I don't know why they're doing it. These are the guys that freaking, tell veterans you got post-stress traumatic disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. You can't own a gun because you were in Afghanistan. You thought about it, so you can't have a gun. You got PTSD, and they're arming themselves. The Internal Revenue Service, biggest crooks in the world. In England, they call them the Inland Revenue Service. If you're from the UK, that's what they call them. Anyway, and you got Animal and Plant Inspection Services, 4.8 million. That's like the FDA. Animal Plant Inspection Services. They're adding to their military style weapons and all this kind of crap like that. Bureau of Public Debt. I don't know if you own it. If you have an education loan, they're gonna come shoot you with a bazooka or some shit. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, $1 million. I don't know. The Bureau of Land Management is on there. Here's the FDA, $1 million. Social Security Administration. They got to arm themselves against Granny getting a paycheck or some shit. I don't know. Department of Education. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They got more guns now because, if you don't pay back your student loan, they come to your house and with a bazooka. Smithsonian, yeah, they need to have lots of weapons too. The government's actually arming themselves like crazy besides the freaking Department of Homeland Security, CIA, FBI, militarization and nationalization of police and all that kind of crap. You know what? If we're talking about physical silver, I want to emphasize in here, don't screw around. Get a gun, man. Internal Revenue. Internal Revenue Service. Paying taxes for that shit. What are you kidding me? Anyway, so libtards, forget it. You're too stupid. Anyway, but you know what? Lady Gaga's in a freaking run-in for the deal. Libtards will vote for Trump. I think Trump's full of shit, but anyway. But libtards, to get on the back of the bike, do what the hell you're supposed to do. You're going to follow the businessman. You're going to freaking do his bidding, and that's it. It's sexist, so what? But let me tell you that this Brexit thing really comes to tell me a lot about, if people try to exercise their rights and be independent, boy, they're going to screw you as much as possible. You know what I heard, too, on the major media? It's kind of funny because this is how they twist everything around. Like silver, like they just, it's worthless. It's worthless. Gold is worthless. It's archaic. You got to have our electronic freaking bullshit, right? And, they use all slave labor to give people just enough money so they can eat. And, they use them up like slaves, the New World Order is slavery. As a matter of fact, the New World Order was the Union troops by Abe Lincoln that basically won and instilled slavery throughout the world with their freaking, when the Union won. To tell you the truth, it wasn't that's the real slavery that happened here. The Union was the New World Order. But I'm going to tell you that the people that are like listening to the major media, which is still the vast majority of people, they're not getting a freaking real picture on stuff. They get brainwashed left and right. That's why, I had to put that thing out here with, this fake news invasion. That's what's going on. Most people aren't really running away from that. Actually, they're still trying to figure out what the truth is by watching the major media. And I do see it sometimes just to see what the hell they're throwing out there. And what's interesting? Besides, they always try to steer people away from physical metals because, the banking system is real secure, right? Oh, yeah, sure. One EMP attack, if we ever have, even a third-rate country gets an EMP weapon, electronic magnetic pulse, our power structure is not hardened against it. It's very fragile. Our financial structure is not hardened against it. you're going to lose all your money because it's all on freaking in the banks electronically. Because, if they get it sorted out, it's going to be months and months and months later. Meantime, there'll be a lot of dead people, and all that money's just going to disappear because nobody's going to be around to claim it. That's the reality situation, and they're telling you everything's safe. The only thing that's safe for money is shit you own in your hand, period. That's the way it is, okay? And it's like they're telling you all this crap left and right about the world is safe, we're making a safe environment for you. Well, the hell what's safe, You got to be freaking taking a turn at 90 miles an hour once in a while and take a risk. Yeah, silver is a high-risk investment. I've always said that, even back when it was going over $40, approaching 50, and I got hammered to hell for that because I told people I didn't know it was going to go this low, and I didn't know it was going to go this low that long. But I always said, even when it was high, I said which typically it's been a high-risk, high-reward investment. It's all over the place. Gold is a lot steadier than silver, but the thing is, when silver goes up, it's going to go up exponentially. And you got to catch it at that height and trade it for some other things of real value, like, real estate would be a good one, as long as the freaking EPA doesn't own all the land. That's another problem. Or our Bureau of Land Management, or the United Nations, or some bullshit. But, our economy right now is actually shitty as all hell. There's no doubt about it. I mentioned before about, the railroad shipping of goods in a nation being really low. Yeah, it's low as hell, right? They were laying off railroad conductors. The retail market is bad. The jobs report is bad. The only time we used to have jobs report that was really good several years ago was when the shale oil industry was going hot and heavy in this country, and because of the shale oil boom. Now, also want to tell you about oil. Oil is actually going to go back up again. All the major hedge funds are betting on oil being over $100 a barrel within the next 4 years. I think it's going to be a lot higher than that. I don't know where the hell it's going to go. I personally think oil is going to spike temporarily for a short, brief period of time, maybe a couple months or a month, to $200. Now, I'm talking like, a mountain peak, not, which means it comes right back down. That's when, around that time, silver is going to be really high. It's going to have to be due to a major conflagration in the Middle East. I don't know when that's going to happen. It seems like it's long overdue. Now, I'm going to tell you something else besides what I'm going to be getting for a fiscal thing. I don't know when I'm going to be getting this pretty soon. I got my money transfer going over from my, my brokerage account to my other account, and I'm waiting for a different charge card to come in because I'm going to use this other charge card. And when it comes in, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this mini mill from Little Machine Shop. And besides making some car parts and bullshit, I'm going to make some freaking gun parts on it. You're going to see some freaking videos on that. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. I'll learn, whatever. You're going to see some videos on that stuff using this thing. I don't know, $600 plus shipping, 150, whatever the hell it is. I'm getting this damn thing. And, these things like this, besides silver, you should get tools like, I don't know, a drill press, whatever. It's, power tools, made in USA hand tools, or even Harbor Freight or some bullshit. You can't afford made in USA. Better than freaking buying fluff. Better than buying video games. Growing food, which I still haven't done. I still buy it. Damn Jersey boy. And I'm going to tell you this. I fly my state flag all the time now. I'm like, screw the freaking federal government. I think they're all bullshit. And I know the states aren't perfect either. But the federal government's gotten so screwed up. And when I'm looking at it, the way to really attack the whole situation, because the federal government, Federal Reserve, they're all intertwined with each other. Wall Street, they're all intertwined with each other. One of the best ways to freaking stick the whammy back at them is just to go to states' rights. The South was right. What the hell, right? The South was right. States' rights, damn it. I'm like, you're thinking, does that have to do with silver? In a lot of ways, it has everything to do with silver. What the hell do you think the silver people are fighting over here? It's the centralized, rigged power. The markets are all global. The markets are on a national level. The markets are controlled in a centralized area in New York by Bloomberg and all this kind of crap, right? You exercise your state's rights, guess what happens? In every way, I'm talking financially, militarily, civically, whatever the hell it is, the whole freaking 9 yards comes down. The global power comes down. You don't even want to exercise it like we the nation. How about we the state? Let's even divide it more. Let's have like, you know, I know that somebody talk about Texas, Texas exiting from the Union, right? I mean, more or less, you're gonna have to do something like that. Brexit, and even the states freaking exercise their rights. That's one cool thing that you can do. And the people on the major media, they're going to be twirling all this bullshit in front of your eyes, like giving you the flash and the gash, whatever the hell it is, and telling you different stories why the economy's this way and the economy's that way, and they're running out of freaking bullshit to tell you, really, to tell you the truth. If they see what's happening now with Brexit, I think the Brexit thing is kind of cool to look at in relation to silver and what's going on in the financial markets, because I think the British actually didn't vote like 52% to 48%. I think they voted like 80-20 or something, or 70-30. And they cheated as much as they possibly could with computers, but it still came out. It was so lopsided a vote that the British got exited the freaking European Union, you know? But I don't know, over here when you got California going with Bernie for 69-31 and Hillary comes out, I don't know who's the next president's going to be, but I hope it's not that old hag. Man, Trump, I don't trust Trump all the way, no way. But you know what? He's better than Hillary. I hope he is. But you had Lady Gaga as freaking VP and win. So, but then my point is, we don't need you guys, man. We're like this lady over here on a painting, chained up, and we're half disappearing because we can't get ahead in this country anymore because all the regulations and bullshit. It's like we don't need to send some yo-yo to Washington D.C. to freaking, oh yeah, you're gonna straighten it out, you're gonna pass laws. Get rid of all the laws. You know what? Throw out 90% of the laws. Fire. I would ideally, hopefully, if Trump was real, I'd like to say, Department of Education, you're fired. Environmental Protection Agency, you're fired. That kind of stuff. Bureau of Land Management, you're fired. That'll be cool, But I don't know if he's going to do that. That's like my dream. Everybody wishes he does. I don't know what he's going to do. I have no idea, really, to tell you the truth. But, we got to look at it like this. You got to stay true to the freaking cause all the way. And, when the bottom line comes down to it, though, if we have massive havoc in the economy and stuff, and, there's this big reset and all this garbage, the silver people are talking about, you want a gun to protect yourself, big time. Because look how many guns the government's buying, man. I mean, all this bullshit the government's buying. Government's buying, like, Internal Revenue Service, the Animal Plant Inspection Services. Yeah, you need a lot of guns for inspecting plants. Bureau of Public Debt. Are you a public debtor? We got a gun to make you pay. Yeah, they're probably going to go back to what do you call that? Indentured servant, when they sell you to freaking, like slavery back in the UK. That's how a lot of people came over to the United States, or even white people. They used to sell them as indentured servants for 10, 15 years, and you'd be a slave for 10, 15 years. If you're black, you're a slave forever, unless you bought your freedom or some shit. I don't know how that worked exactly, but Food and Drug Administration, you know what I mean? This is tyranny, man. Tyranny. So, I look at it like, the silver people got to really freaking get in a lot more independent, and screw the bullshit. Now, as far as Hillary goes, I know like Hillary for the prison, Hillary for the hangman's noose, but actually I think Hillary would be pretty cool to put her in a WWF, right smack in the middle of the ring with the roller derby girls, and let her go at it for a while. We can all sell tickets, and they could sell tickets and pay off the national debt. What the hell, right? What do you think? That'd be a pretty cool idea. I think outside the box, and I pretty much wing it when I do these damn videos, but, I pretty much know what I'm talking about on these things, but the situation has not really changed much since the last video I did. I haven't put one out in a long time on silver specifically. The situation has not changed that much, but, the situation is pretty much the same as it always was. The USA is going broke. Half the freaking EU countries are broke, and the other half are going broke, And some people are making a lot of money. So something's going on there is wrong, right? That's why you don't want to be part of their system. But most people still don't get it. Most people don't own any silver. It's crazy because, I said like to, as an observation, not even from an investment standpoint, if everybody in this country even owned a few ounces of silver, just from a medical standpoint to make colloidal silver with, right? And even if you didn't make, I say it's not the big be-all, end-all magic cure like some people think it is, but it does work against any microbe outside the body, right? You can use it as a disinfectant. It's a lot cheaper than using other stuff. You know, if everybody even had 2 or 3 ounces of silver in this country, they take the whole freaking global supply right off the market and go way the hell up. Plus, they'd be saving themselves a lot of money in antimicrobial products that they're buying, like with soaps and sprays and on my countertop and the floors in my bathroom. They can make all the antimicrobial stuff they want with a few ounces of silver. They can make hundreds of gallons of it, right? But no, I've been a victim of advertising. Well, you know what? That's actually what supports me is advertising. So I don't know. I don't know who the hell's advertising on here. But Lady Gaga, I don't know. Is she advertising on here? I don't know who the hell's advertising this damn thing. But anyway, probably you'll find out because I don't know. But because I don't make or predict who the hell they are. But anyway, I got to tell you that one of the things you just don't want to get tunnel vision on silver. You want to actually have stuff that counts, that really counts. Yeah, I got my eye on this thing. I gotta wait for my other freaking charge card to come in because, I'm replacing it just as a security measure. And I said, I want to put it on that card. So I'm waiting for that thing to come in before I buy that. I think that's pretty practical. I'm gonna do some reviews on it. You know what? All these damn things are made in China anyway, unless you buy the real expensive ones. But I don't figure I'm gonna use this thing too much. And I know this thing's good enough to last like 20 years, even with, using it at least several times a week. And it's gonna outlast. If I live 100 years more, this thing's still gonna be good. So that's good enough for me. So that's all I'm getting. So anyway, yeah, get on the back of the bike and enjoy the ride. And you can have a don't. The one thing I got to also say though is that when we're having this situation coming up in the United States, the only thing that pisses me off really is like when they do these false flag operations in the United States. Oh, that burns me up, man, because I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, these guys are evil as shit. We got, Hildebeest, Hitler, and Mao Zedong, and freaking Stalin all mixed in one running the country right now. Obama's another one, right? And, that's what burns me up more than anything recently. And I'm like, I could see right through this shit, and I could see through it clear as a bell. Like, without even going too far down the conspiracy rabbit trail, I can see the government's actually freaking doing a lot of this shit itself. And you say, the government's doing it, believe me. It's like, who controls the government? Same people that control the freaking fake news. The money people. The money bastards, right? And, that's why you want silver. You don't want to partake in their game. Could you imagine everybody, Goldman Sachs, Chase Manhattan, Bank of America, Citigroup, Citibank, I don't know what else is out there, Fifth Third Bank or some shit. They all depend upon you, the little investor. If you didn't have all the people putting their money in their organizations, they'd be screwed because the bigwigs are all built upon the people. People are stupid generally. Even these retired people, even these conservative people, they're like, oh yeah, I watch Fox News all the time, which is fake news though. And they're like, yeah, but I invest in J.P. Morgan because my money's safe. And I got Mellon Bank and Bank of America. Yeah, oh, great, you stupid shit. You're paying the fucking bastards on the other side with your money, you dummy. And if you live in New Jersey and you're paying $10,000 a freaking year in real estate taxes, you're paying for, stuff that Lady Gaga supports. You know what I mean? I don't know why these people, these so-called conservative people, they're idiots. They're idiots, Actually, Lady Gaga, I wouldn't mind her too much as VP because you know what? She did sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Very nice. Better than Roseanne Barr, that's for sure. She did. She did a really great job on it, man. So, Trump can always drag her out every once in a while. He's going to make a speech, but first, Lady Gaga is going to sing the national anthem. And she'll be like, oh, say, can you see? And all that kind of shit, right? She'll be doing that. And, wearing a miniskirt, and then Trump will start talking. And, as long as he says, EPA, you're fired. FDA, you're fired. Federal Reserve, you're fired. You better not fire the Secret Service because you didn't need them to last. Trust me, because they're all trying to get him. I don't know if he's legit or not. I don't know, but you know what? I ain't taking a witch. But I should be running this campaign. But I already know he's full of shit, to tell you the truth. I do. He's not. We're screwed. We're screwed. Exercise states' rights, man. Fly the rebel flag. Whether you're black or Hispanic or Oriental, fly the rebel flag too. Anyway, all you guys, because this is like a human movement against the powers. I don't have a rebel flag up here because, I don't know, YouTube will say that's offensive. But anyway, yeah, anyway, so that's my update on this thing. It's really not the same. Nothing's really changed that much recently. It's the same old garbage. All the economies are going down. Everything's going down. And you see what's happening with the markets with the Brexit, right? The Brexit made all the markets go down. Because Britain left. Get the hell out of here, man. It tells me they're rigged. Get out of here, man. Anyway, so just, be chill. Don't worry about it. Don't fade into the darkness. And, hopefully that, my plans for Hildebeest is get her on the WWF, just throw in her ring. Have her go for some rounds. And we'll give her some medical attention after that. We'll have her heal up. And after she heals up, we'll throw her back in the ring again. She likes the ladies, right? You put her in a headlock and pop her in the head a couple times, whatever. I could take all kinds of shit, I mean, I can't say too much, I wish I could, because I got a lot of crazy things I could tell you about what I do with Hillary in the ring with a bunch of women in the WWF. You use your imagination, and you can comment away what you think I would have said. But, that's how I'm running the freaking country here. You know what I mean? Crap. Anyway, over and out, and chill out. And don't just go tunnel vision into silver. It's like I said from day one, even when it was going up and looked great, looked like it was going to the moon. Silver is high risk, potentially high reward investment. It's always been like that. That's the nature of all commodities, in particular silver. It's good to have some though. Don't ignore it. But don't go hog wild into one thing. Do not do that. But you want to stick with things that are maybe not necessarily pure investment grade things. You want to buy things that are practical for your everyday life and things that can protect you, because a lot of people are actually buying silver because of catastrophic collapse of the economy they think's coming up, which it could be because of the debt. You want to actually buy things that can keep you surviving in the long run. If you had a couple ounces of silver and a bunch of ladies in pink were coming to kick your ass, it wouldn't do you much good, You're better off even having a brick in your hand and whack them in the head with it, So that's what I'm telling you right there too, okay? Don't go hog wild into one thing. Don't put all your eggs into one basket, ever, ever, ever. Unless you're George Soros, you know what you're doing, but none of us are. Okay, over and out.